Hello, everyone. Welcome back to This Year at Ramenant. It's been a literal year since the last recap because the guy who makes these works a full-time job and spends the rest of his free time sleeping, like the bottom-feeding leftist scumbag he is. Despite the time gap between now and our last installment, there hasn't been a lot to talk about. Apollo started working full-time at the BMW with the ambition of finally being able to play Crab Champions with Salty. Mr. Cool thought this might have an impact on Apollo's free time and he wouldn't be able to get on as much, since he was met with a similar fate. But Apollo insisted that Mr. Cool was just a whiny liberal who was too much of a pussy to work a real job, and if he didn't have to sleep for 11 hours after stocking butt plugs or whatever he does, he might actually be able to make time to get on. Salty agreed with Apollo, as he works a full-time job, has a wife, goes to the gym 3 times a week, and is raising a child. Despite this, he still has more screen time than the other two combined. This, however, is complete bullshit. Everything is technically true, but Salty's job is mostly waiting around at Quick Trip, drinking Red Bulls, and shutting off single mother's water supply. The only childcare he does is putting his kid to sleep in a crib while he plays Starfield or Crab Champions. He sent us a picture of his wife mowing the lawn the other day while he spun his kid around like a lasso when she wasn't looking. In the end, Apollo ended up chasing the charms of love, however elusive. It's surprising he managed to get anywhere with her, since he wasn't even willing to spend $5 on a Minecraft realm to play the game with the girl when they first started talking. From that moment, Apollo went MIA from the Discord. We assumed Apollo was caught up in his full-time job and newfound relationship. But Apollo later revealed he had been spending 7 months rearranging cars in his garage in GTA and just forgot that he could join the VC on his Xbox. As for the rest of the Discord, no one really talks to Hailed. No one has heard from AAA ever since his house got shot up. Flea is busy fighting in a war or getting cucked or something, and Triss is just up doing his thing. As for key events that happened throughout the year, Mr. Cool has kept a notepad document for everything of note that's taken place. Unsurprisingly, it's rather short. Peleus made a triumphant return to the Discord. He was a 12-year-old British... No, sorry. A 12-year-old English kid we used to run Destiny 2 with back in the day. He was kind of funny since he would just kind of mumble around about how to make tea or properly eat biscuits and whatever. This reunion was short-lived as Peleus quickly revealed that he was still kind of annoying, but now he wasn't young enough for it to be forgivable. Eventually, he revealed that he was a huge Andrew Tate fan, which would have been hilarious if he was a grown man trying to LARP as a hustler instead of an impressionable 14-year-old just trying to figure out his place in the world. In the end, we aren't his father, and it's really not up to us how he chooses to carry himself. Godspeed, Peleus. We hope you aren't out there harassing women or buying into guru scams right now. Mr. Cool and Salty left a few comments under an Aztecross video that came out around the time that Amanda Holiday died. Apparently, it was funny enough for the YouTuber to tweet about it, which was kinda cool. The joy was short-lived, as taking a brief scroll through the replies showed that people were still pretending like Bungie, killing off a bunch of world vendors off-screen in a couple of lore cards, was worthy of recognition. No one has touched Destiny 2 since this happened. Shortly after, Apollo hooked up with some girl at the gym and began seeing her somewhat frequently. Apollo told everyone they were just toying around, and Mr. Cool advised Apollo, show some caution, as things like this usually never end well one way or another. Apollo dismissed Mr. Cool since he's a loser who gets no pussy and doesn't know how to pronounce cation. Apollo went dark for about a week, and then came back and revealed that in his last visit with this woman, he was woken up abruptly in her bed, with her staring at him with eyes full of dread, saying, "You need to leave. My ex is coming to the apartment." The cogs in Apollo's head began turning, as he wondered why someone's ex coming over would be an issue. Apollo's eyes would widen and his jaw would pop open, as if a light bulb had just appeared over his head. She was lying! In the end, Apollo made it out of a sticky situation with his hog still intact, but he did notice that a black Dodge Dart had started following him around after he would leave from the gym. Apparently, some old bald man was mad that his girlfriend had cheated on him with a guy who plays Destiny 2, which is fair, and decided to start stalking him. Apollo ended up walking into a gun store and buying a shotgun in front of the guy, as well as buying a Ring doorbell. The man stopped stalking Apollo, but we did get this picture out of the whole ordeal. Humph. No, wait. I think I'm forgetting something. No? That's really it? Jesus Christ, it's been 11 fucking months. Do you people do anything? Whatever. Apollo started playing video games again, so more interesting things should start happening. Apollo and Mr. Cool are the main plot of the Discord, and with Apollo gone, nothing really happens. Enrique doesn't have the sting required to keep up the heat like Apollo, and Salty isn't chronically online enough to be pathetic like Mr. Cool. Hopefully these two can figure it out so we can get bangers like Comp-Induced Psychosis or Destiny 2 Filler Arc sometime soon. Anyways, that's about it. Come back next time when Enrique rips Mr. Cool apart for not acknowledging that the Dark Souls videos are absolute heat and would be nothing without him.
Behind you!
Check out my new car!